Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block. On a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At Enchain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts. Basically ones that can run operating systems. That's basically all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Good afternoon, everybody. It looks like we are live at 5 once again. Yes, indeed, we made it. We've got frames per second looking good. Live, kilobytes per second, dropped frames. It's all live. Live at 5, rocking and rolling. My favourite part of the afternoon. I have my coffee, I have my drinks in hand. It's all exciting stuff. So now that, 28th? God, not only is... officially it's actually Boxing Day today, because the day after Christmas was the Saturday, then there was Sunday, then there's Boxing Day today, which is like an official bank holiday, and then we're back to work tomorrow, chomping at the bit, getting everything ready for the new year. It's gonna be exciting times. So anyway, on that note, let's crack on with this. And again, I'm going to do this intro for any newbies, because I'm expecting a rush of newbies into my show relatively soon. So this explains Bitcoin, really. So Bitcoin started at the Genesis block, and then Blockstream changed it, but they took the name and they took the price with it. So investors are going to be really pissed off. Then Bitcoin carried on, and then Roger Ver and his cronies changed it to centralized control of it, crashing its value to zero. So again, Bitcoin had to change its ticker symbol yet again, but the chain goes right back to the Genesis block. It's just simply changed the ticker. All it's done is scaled massively. It has not changed. And the reason it hasn't changed is because its protocol is set in stone. Theoretically, philosophically, fundamentally, it cannot change. Because when you change it, you centralize it. You crash its value to zero. It becomes either a token or a token at best, a security at worst, as Brad Garlinghouse has found out. So Bitcoin, the actual fundamental technicalities of it are still intact, except it just simply has the ticker symbol BSV, because that's the only one that scales as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. These two shitcoins are exactly that. Fundamentally, absolutely, 100% utterly worthless. And to explain a little bit more about the shitcoins, let's have a quick look at the shitcoin market. Well, this is the coin crab market actually. So this tells you the coins that are in value rank order. So as you can see, there is Bitcoin at the top because it's the only one that's got any fundamental value whatsoever, and all these others are absolute shit coins. In fact, well, the only one that kind of like isn't really that's not quite a shit coin is Litecoin, and Charlie Lee exit scammed the shit out of it because it still uses proof of work. It's still a relative, well, yeah, you can climb. Well, proof of work decentralizes it. You know, it's got slightly different numbers than Bitcoin. There's like a 94 million total supply. But Charlie Lee started it, and that is where Litecoin is discredited it. If Charlie Lee hadn't come forward and just said, I started Litecoin, there was a chance that Litecoin could have grown without that central point of authority, control, or influence. But because he said he started it, and he knew he started it, he knew it was a piece of shit, which is why he exit scammed it. But it still had value. It just lost credibility. Whereas all these other coins are absolute, complete and utter pieces of shit. Now, the reason Bcrash is number 3 underneath Litecoin is because Litecoin actually has a higher fundamental value than Bcrash. Because Litecoin is actually, I suppose you can call it decentralized. It just Charlie Lee started the network. However, Bcrash is centralized under Roger Ver and his crony mates. They have fundamentally changed the protocol, centralizing the change control under them, which means it's now a permission-based system, which means it's absolutely worthless. It's a counterfeit of Bitcoin. It is literally a shitcoin. The only reason that's above Coolcoin is because at least with Bcrash, they've got the chain of signatures still intact. That is it. Even though they're trying to make it illegal by adding cash shufflers and stuff like that, and actually deleting evidence of where the transaction, well, deleting something in the transaction, which means like you can't really see it, but yeah, you can still trace it. However, Coolcoin have segregated the signatures. Now, segregating this, the reason Satoshi designed Bitcoin with a chain of signatures is that it is the signatures that hold all the users of the network to account. And when everybody is equally accountable as everyone else, nobody can do on the network that nobody can do something on the network that nobody else would know about. Whereas on Coolcoin, it's impossible. They've segregated the signatures. They completely control the network. They can do whatever they want to it, and you cannot stop them. But they've just fundamentally crashed its value to 0. So that's why that's under Bcrash. Then you've got Cardano. Now, Cardano still uses proof of work. However, only input-output Hong Kong mine Cardano. So therefore, it is a completely centralized project, which is why they were able to do an ICO. They used proof of work, but there was only one company doing it, as there still is, which is input-output Hong Kong. That's why there is no development on it. And Charles Hoskinson did exactly what Charlie Lee did and exit scammed the shit out of it for the tune of $600 million, which I think is actually probably more than what Charlie Lee got. So, you know, absolutely ridiculous. Then there's Monero going anonymous. Again, you know, because it's an anonymous system, the creator of the system has complete control over it. There is no reasonable expectation within trade, which means those who are conducting trade in it do not have any legal recourse if somebody reneges on the contract because they can't prove who they sent the money to. An absolute piece of shit. Ethereum moving to proof of stake. And again, like, proof of stake is just simply proof of centralization because there is no competition between the stakeholders. Therefore, they centralize the system themselves. They are a centralized group of controllers. Absolute fail. Tezos, again, is already proof of stake. EOS was delegated proof of stake, which meant somebody created it and then actually dished it out to his mates. Completely centralized, utterly worthless. Then I've got ERC20 tokens below that because ERC20 tokens run on proof of stake networks. And they just simply don't disintegrate. Whereas with pre-mine like XRP, Stellar, Tron and Neo, they actually burn to balance their ledger because literally all the tokens were literally made up on the spot. That is why they are absolutely securities. Only Bitcoin has got any fundamental value whatsoever. It's a zero-sum game. The entire market will come crashing down. Well, actually it won't come crashing down. It will come flooding into Bitcoin. So there we go. You're welcome for the little bit of history there. So, what does that normally start? Oh yeah, let's crack on with these figures. So again, this is well, relatively advanced. you know, and it's for intelligent people only. This is all about the figures. This is the crypto forecast, the strength of the system, the health of the network. Now, you have to read between the lines and understand what these figures mean, but let's go through them. So we've got the hash rate. So Bitcoin, as I've explained it, has only got 0.8% of the hash rate. Bcrash 1.4, Corecoin 97.8, but that's only because the price supports the hash rate. But we know that there is no fundamental value behind that price, which means it's a bubble, which means when it pops, it will flood into where the value is. And the value is in Bitcoin, which is BSV. That is it. Network nodes 2.5, network nodes on Bcrash 10.7%, and a Corecoin 86.8. Transactions, what is going on? What is going on? So it looks like the maybe the app devs are off for Christmas. Fair enough, can't really fault them for that. But there is currently just 11% of the transactions on the network on Bitcoin, and that's where the value is. So it's just not really looking too valuable at the moment. Bcrash have got 13.8, so that's where their transactions have gone. And a Corecoin up to 75.3. Leaving the block size, Bitcoin has got 25.1, Bcrash 7.9, and Corecoin 67%. So it looks to me as the value has crashed, hopefully this is going to shake out all the shitcoiners who don't really understand what Bitcoin is. They're just like, oh yeah, the price is going down on Bitcoin and the price is going up on Corecoin, and now the transactions have actually crashed. Oh my god, the network's going to shit. I'm out of here. Do one. It will not solve the paradox of the centralized starting point, which only BSV does. That is the end of it. So let's play spot the biggest block on Bcrash. Let's see if Hathor's mining any blocks with data in it. And we'll spot the biggest block. Let's choose a random number. I can do 5, 3, so 701 from via BTC. 788. I don't think we'll find ones made much bigger than that. Yeah, no, I doubt it. Oh, Hathor's still mining some blocks here. Hathor has mined an 8.63. And then we'll have a look across on Corecoin. And because they purposely restricted the network, they have a 1 megabyte block size, which means the kilobytes or the data in the blocks can't really exceed the block size restriction, because that's what shitcoiners want. So I'll have a look on Bitcoin here. See if we can find all small blocks today. Oh no, Metallis mined a 5.1 megabyte block. That's very, very small blocks on there today. Let's have a quick look at Bcrash for lulz while I'm here. 6,220 blocks have been mined. This is Amory and his money, because he loves his money. He controls that. It's an absolute piece of shit, but he's got his money. That's the bitching chain above it. Proof of work by network. This looks like Bcrash, or this looks like Bcrash in comparison to Bitcoin. The bitchin chains, we've got Hathor with 37.2%, followed by the shitcoin enterprises. Don't know who BTC top are, but BTC.com is Gian, and BTC.top, I don't know, I mean it's a similar name, so it could be an offshoot of that, who knows. Antpool is also Antminers, that's Bitmain as well. The infrastructure funding plan coin of Amory, of which he is getting precisely about he's getting about $12 an hour, and he thinks that's going to fund his development on the chain. I don't know what he's planning on doing. Let's have a look at this. So Hathor, Hathor mining blocks with data in, and that's like an average size data block on Amory's coin. So yeah, that's not going anywhere. That's really quite funny. And still the majority hash rate on the bitching chain as well. That's really quite funny. So Hathor are now the majority miner on both the bitching chain and Amory's money. Oh dear. Let's go back to these graphs then. Let's see what these look like with the lack of transactions on there. So hash rate, still the same. Proof of work by network, again, Corecoin and Bcrash just simply ceased to exist one time. Bcrash versus Bitcoin. Bcrash versus Bitcoin proof of work. It's currently 8,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than Corecoin, but it's 10.5% more profitable to mine on Corecoin. Whoa, look at this. Daily average Bitcoin block size by network. Oh, Bitcoin tank in there. Never mind. Whoa, transactions right off a cliff. Right off a cliff. Something strange is going on there. I would say the apps maybe offline, something like that. Who knows? Again, and these transactions by network, or straight down. That's the lowest I've seen it. Hopefully, it might shake all these the last remaining shitcoiners off the chain. They're just like, the price has gone down. Yeah, the transactions have gone down. Everything's going down. Oh, I'm gone. Good. See you later. That's what we want. Daily average Bitcoin fees by network. Ooh, we want the lower one, but I mean, Bitcoin's still winning. Fee Satoshis, all Bitcoin winning, but they're shooting up. Oh dear. Block reward ratio. Oh dear, right down. Blockchain growth by network. Oh, it's still growing, still growing. All right, so hash rate. Global hash rate 7 days. Binance macking it hard. F2 Pool still up there. Huobi macking it hard this week. Oh, interesting. Ampool macking it hard, pushing the other two big boys down to 5th and 6th, whereas they're normally like 2nd and 3rd. 24 hours. We've got Binance still up there. 24 hours. Huobi. Pooling turned it up a little bit. BTC.com dropping it down even further. That's Jihan though. So Corecoin. That should look kind of like relatively similar to the overall hash rate, because the other two coins, as in like Bitcoin and Bcrash, don't have too much hash rate on at the moment. So yeah, looks very similar really. This is Bcrash. Hathel still the majority miner of Bcrash, is 25% of the overall hash rate. And Bitcoin, here we go. Oh yeah, looking colourful. Tal have overtaken Binance and Huobi, though, macking it hard, really wanting some. Maybe they know, but I mean, Binance still macking it hard. Maybe they realise they're just like, we might need this, but there's something going on. There is something going on. There is never a dull moment in crypto. So I mean, that's why we know about the transactions like suddenly dropping off a cliff along with the block size. Like I said, hopefully that might shake all these shitcoiners out. Which would be quite good. These non-deserving shitcoiners. So let's have a look at the chain, see what's going on. So I mean, this again, completely transparent on Bitcoin. Absolutely fantastic chart, this one. So you can see in the top right hand corner there is currently just 0.13 transactions per second. Really not many. That's usually maybe between 2 and 10 transactions per second. I personally have seen that as high as over 3,000. There's like 3,200 at one point. These blocks, these rectangular vertical blocks that you see along the bottom here. These are the transactions being recognized by the nodes on the network. Below that are the organizations who are generating those transactions, along with the transaction ID, the input output, the type and the op return details. Once the transactions are recognized by the nodes on the network, they're thrown into the meme pool. And once they're in the meme pool, that is where they are competed for by the miners and the payment processors who compete to process those transactions and put them on the chain. And as you can see, the chain here is below. And if we scroll over these blocks in the highlighted rectangular box below that, you can see the hash number of the block height, who it was mined by, the size, the time and date, the transaction count, and the total fees. So in the future, in the very near future, we hope to have the fees in the block higher than the block reward. And just imagine, if the fees in the block are higher than the actual block reward and more people start using it, that means that the chain can sustain itself indefinitely. They're not just simply reliant on the block reward. Because remember, the block reward gets cut in half every 210,000 blocks. Which means eventually, as it gets cut in half and then half again, there will not be very many Bitcoins in there. And all these shitcoiners are just simply relying on number go up. They think that scarcity makes number go up. It's absolute load of bollocks. It's money. What makes the value of money go up is the utility, the economy that it generates. That is where the value is. So the more transactions that come on chain, the more fees are in the block, and then Bitcoin can sustain itself. That's why it's a race against time. It is a race against the block reward halving. So talking about block reward halvings, let's just check to see where the next one is. Oh, so it was Coin Gecko, not Coin Geek. Pardon me. Here we go. So it says, what is the Bitcoin SV halving? When is the next Bitcoin SV halving? Block 840,000. So, the Bitcoin SV halving is the event where the number of generated BSV reward per block will be halved divided by 2. When the number of Bitcoin SV mined by miners per block will reduce from 6.25 to 3.125 BTC, or BSV in the next halving, the number of Bitcoin SV found per block will be more scarce, and this halving reward ensures that Bitcoin SV total supply will reach 21 million. So what's this? Okay. If you're a trader, expect volatility during this period. If you're a miner, expect to earn lower rewards. Here we go. So the Bitcoin SV halving is in approximately 1,277 days, 1 hour and 38 minutes. So it's block 840,000, and we're currently at block 667,590. So let me think. 4, 7, 11. Yeah, just it's still 3+ years away. So oh, there we go. So talking about block halvings every sort of like 3 years or so. Let's just bring up this picture that I have here for Tal and their predictions of what we need, or what everybody needs Bitcoin to be. Here we go. This is the one. So this is when Tal anticipates that the block reward will surpass, or the fees in the block will surpass the block reward. So they said crossover anticipated around Q1 2021. So again, only just a few days away is New Year, and then we will be starting Q1. So it will be interesting to see what's happening. Lots going on. Diddy in the chat box. She says 18th of March 2024 is the next BSV halving. Thank you very much. Yeah, so yeah, just 3 years and 3 months. Sounds like it. Yeah, that sounds about right. Thank you for working it out. Muchas gracias. But yeah, we need these need the fees. Again, we'll just like leave all these literally we'll leave all these shitcoiners for dead. Because that's what will happen to them. So let's have a look at just some other metrics again, just for newbies while we are here. This is BitInfo charts. BitInfo charts are kind of cool. They've got all these metrics here, and again, oh yeah, transactions on Bitcoin right down. XRP again, just like trying to persuade the SEC that they're useful when they are absolutely a security, an illegal one at that. Because the value of XRP is completely tied to Ripple Labs. If Ripple Labs would disappear, Ripple would just simply disappear, or XRP would disappear as well, because it is centralized by them. That is it. But if you look on the rich list, again, you can see all these different wallets, and the different wallets will tell you which wallet, how many Bitcoins and shitcoins are in each wallet. But we'll go to BitInfo charts. Again, you scroll over the blue tabs on the left, and you can compare them with all the shitcoins that they've got at the top. So again, we'll add in, we'll add in Bcrash, we'll add in Bitcoin, obviously, and then we'll take out Doge because just no point having it in there. We go to log, and then 3 yards. Here we go. So Bitcoin is the purple line here. And if you're an investor, this is the one that you'd be more interested in, because you're like, that's the only one that's on the move. Yes, indeed. That is Bitcoin. So now you can see it in front of your very eyes. And remember, it may have started here on the 15th of November 2018, but the block started on the 3rd of January 2009. So all this chart represents here is when the ticker symbol changed and the price was stolen. Or the value was stolen from it, actually, to be honest with you. Value had to start again. It doesn't mean the chain has got to start again. That is it. The chain still has its genesis at the genesis block. That is it. So after that, let's have a look at some of our metrics that we love looking at on Twitter. We'll just have a look at I am Satoshi. Has he got more than 58,500 followers? Let's have a little look. Way, there we go, 59.6. Well, he's going to break 65. He'll break 60 followers before tomorrow. Like, absolutely fantastic stuff there. Let's have a check of Ruthie's tweet. I've no doubt that Twitter will have taken our like away. We need to like her main tweet. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's still above 850 though. There we go, 859. Great stuff. And we'll have a quick look at Diego's tweet, see if we can find this one. Here we go. I know it's here somewhere. Will Twitter allow us to find it? I know it's around here somewhere. Yes, indeed it is. Let's have a little looky. Wait for that to load. I know it's up here somewhere. Yeah, it would be. Live show, can't be waiting all day. Come on, Twitter, sort it out, sort it out. Oh, never mind, never mind, Diego. We can like your tweet another day. Let's have a quick look at the shitcoin market. Let's see what is happening, what is going down, the latest gossip. So, Coolcoin recovering a little bit after it nosedived down to back to $25,900. It's now up to 27, but like up and down like a horse draws. Totally manipulated. Diddy says, according to Google, if you search when BSV halving, however, the countdown link states 17th of December 2023. Interesting. All these various figures trying to tell you the exact date is going to happen. You know, kind of strange when they're not really matching, isn't it? Really. So I got 19% this month on Coolcoin, 51 on the week, 51% this month if you bought down there. But again, you know, it's Christmas and like everybody's bought in because they were chatting around the dinner table talking about Coolcoin. You know, oh, you know, it's going up. But then suddenly the traders is like, oh, nice one. We might have a bit of that. Because there's no reason to anybody to buy it because it has no fundamental value. That is it. So let's have a look at the rest of these coins. We'll just simply have a look at, let's look at Ethereum and it's going up a little bit. 7% this week. Again, there's no value in it whatsoever. None of these shitcoiners understand money or the significance of the consensus algorithms because they're shitcoiners with shit for brains. And let's have a look at this XRP. Shitcoiners just simply buy in when the price goes low. Oh dear, absolute disaster. Down 53% this month. Down 44% in a week. And it's down 2% just today. Oh dear, not looking good for that piece of crap. But anyway. Look at these other coins. They're all pieces of shit as well, but they're in the green. People are deserting XRP just like they'll be deserting all the other coins sooner or later. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Oh, it's in the green today, 0.05%. What's that like on the week? Down on the week. Oh, a little bit green on the month. Down on 3 months though, kind of flatlining at the moment. Up on 6 months. Oh, 1 year. It's going to be red on the year when it starts passing this. What should we call this? The tulip pump is what it is when the keys to the Tulip Trust were returned to Satoshi Nakamoto, and we all know what the purpose of that was for. Yes, indeed.
so it's got the greatest market share, but intrinsically there's really no difference. I mean, yes, some of them.
There's a massive difference, Pete, a massive difference. There we go. I mean, like literally, the points he's made there are absolutely spot on. And you know what? When they're talking about this economic reset, can they do it? Yeah, they can. They can shaft everyone because they have centrally control of the money supply. Literally, this is the problem with centralized power. Now, imagine, I'm just going to go back to a tweet that I made earlier. So check this out. Just to give an example about the types of things that they probably will do. This is the one. Check it out. So on the 5th of August, 1963, the USA, UK and Russia signed the Limited Nuclear Test Ban Treaty. JFK signed as President of the USA. By doing so, he inadvertently signed his own death warrant. He was assassinated on the 22nd of November that very same year. There is too much fiat money to be printed in war to make those who print it rich. Now, if a centralized authority has control of the money supply, it means those other people in the economy, i.e. us, we don't have any ways of trading. We cannot generate economic prosperity and wealth if they turn off the money printers, or if they just simply don't give us the money, or if they prevent us finding a way from trading. We have nothing except their dirty fiat currency at our disposal. Bitcoin fixes all of this. Do you honestly think they are going to spend billions of dollars in war when that war is actually genuinely going to cost them money and they're going to have to take it out of their own pockets because they can't simply print it? The answer is no. They're not going to start a war because war for the first time is going to be very costly to those who actually start it. So now they're going to be like, oh, actually, I don't really want to go to war because I want the money in my pocket. Right, well, if you want the money to stay in your pocket, you better do things to make it more valuable and bring more people into the market so that you don't have to spend it on things like war. You know, but at the moment, we're absolutely shafted. And I mean, it's really scary, if you ask me, as to, you know, what's happening right now. Yeah, like a Bitcoin can't come soon enough. So on that note, a shout out to everyone in the chat box. I can see Diddy and Richard Leach in there. Hope you've enjoyed this show. Yeah, Phil, hope you enjoyed that show. You know, always like getting to the bottom of things and stuff like that. So we'll leave it there. And as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Same time tomorrow. Joy given. Catch you later. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and watch the full episode on Streamanity for just 20 cents. Go to www.satoshi.tv. See the link in the description below. Bitcoin, one world, one chain.
Yeah! One vision.